Hey everybody, this is Ray Rob.
I'm Ray.
I'm Rob. Tonight we are going to do our before and after trailer reactions for The Dark Tower.
How can I get excited about a movie that I don't even think the studio is excited about?
I feel like they're kind of trying to bury this movie a little bit. The first trailer came out super late. And this is an international trailer, which is, sometimes they throw a little extra fun stuff in there. So, maybe we'll see something new. But I'll admit, from everything I've seen thus far, I'm not really into it yet.
This movie's been kind of in development hell for years now.
Years and years.
I get it that it's a really hard thing because this is multiple books. Now it seems like they're trying to do a derivative of the story that's not in any books.
It's a sequel, if you will.
A sequel to 9 books.
Yeah. It still kind of goes back to what I've said before, and we did It recently, and I am a huge Stephen King fan, and people always have a really hard time adapting his books, and I think The Dark Tower is one of them. When Ron Howard was on board and they were doing multiple movies and a mini-series, 6-episode mini-series and all of that, it was this huge, expansive project.
Which might be able to do it justice.
Right, exactly. I know that some of the fans were worried about that. One, they were worried about Ron Howard, which is understandable. That's a lot to take on, and apparently it was too much for the studio because they ended up canceling the whole thing. They've gone through so many different actors as the gunslinger character. Javier Bardem at one time was supposedly offered the role. Liam Neeson was rumored at one point. Now we have Idris Elba, which I actually think is a really great choice.
I liked him in the first trailer,
Yeah, I think he is a really great choice. Matthew McConaughey, I think, is really solid. But I think the problem is really going to be nailing the tone of these books. The first trailer really showed that they cared nothing for the tone of these books. I haven't read them all, admittedly, but there's still a lot of subtlety to these books that I feel like this movie is just not going to have.
They're in a tough spot, and again, I feel like they know this movie didn't come out the way they wanted to. They have not tried to push it, canceled all the side projects like you've said. Kind of seems to me like from here they don't really plan on doing a sequel. They've just had so much trouble with this. It's just like, we're this far, get it out, try to get some of the money back, and then never talk about it again.
They've got fingers crossed that they might be able to get enough money to warrant a sequel, but they've brought Nikolaj Arcel on to direct it now instead of Ron Howard. I don't know much about him really, but his directing style. But again, from the trailer, it isn't doing it for me. So maybe this one will.
Let's see if they got anything new here for us that can get us excited for something that we probably originally wanted to be excited about.
Yeah, definitely. Let's check it out.
The tower is all
new.
that stands between light and darkness.
For now.
For thousands of generations, the gunslingers were knights, sworn to protect it. Now I'm the only one left. The tower will fall. Get used to the carnage. Now the wars come to Earth. You really think you can stop me, gunslinger?
Probably if he thinks he can. Welcome to Earth.
Oh man. I like Idris Elba as the gunslinger. I do. I just can't.
Everyone who walks with you dies. No more. I do not shoot with my hand. I shoot with my mind. I do not kill with my gun.
The more over the top they go, the more the trailer loses me.
I kill with my heart.
I'm showing the loading of the gun thing.
It's the only time he loads the gun the whole movie. Gotta show it off. I feel like I kind of have the same issues I had after watching the first trailer. I like the cast. I feel like some parts are still coming off a little cheesy to me, maybe in different contexts, but it kind of even worries me even more after watching this trailer that I feel like they repeated so much footage. And God, this movie's supposed to be so big. There should be enough footage to make 2 trailers, and they just never have done that yet.
There was some new footage in this, but again, nothing that really gets me excited for this movie. There's big, expansive visuals that you would kind of expect for a movie like this. Even with that, there's no real excitement. I feel like the hyper action that they're going with, it doesn't, to me at least, fit really the tone of the book. You know, I think it comes off as cartoonish as times. You know, if you think back to maybe like the last decade where, you know, they had action movies like Underworld, Ultraviolet, those types of like really cheesy sci-fi type action. That's really what I'm getting from this movie, and it sucks because you're right. I really wanted this movie to be good. You know, I always root for Stephen King, being a fan. Again, I feel like this is going to be another pitfall that they can't do.
I think they bit off more than they could chew.
Yeah.
And I just don't think they were capable of pulling off anything near what they want. You know, you can call this movie a sequel to the books all you want, but there's no way you're going in not appealing to the audience who hasn't read the book. So, I mean, they're going to like origin story the crap out of this, and it's going to just, and try and do a sequel to it at the same time to appease two sets of fans. I just can't see that working.
No, totally. I feel like there's a lot of stuff in this trailer that is really only going to appeal to people who've read the book. So like there's a lot of subtle, that scene where Matthew McConaughey is walking through the house with all the words on it, like there's an entire book that's about that house. A lot of the people who are layman's as regards to this series, they're not going to understand any of that, I imagine.
Yeah, it's going to fall on deaf ears.
Yeah, it's just going to be something cool, almost like an Easter egg in certain respects. This whole like crossing over into the modern world, like there's all kinds of pitfalls that they can fall into.
Reminds me of He-Man's Master of the Universe.
If it goes that kind of cheese, we're screwed. The cast still is really solid, in my opinion. Idris Elba, even with this trailer and some of the new stuff that we saw, he really does sell me on him being the Roland character. You know, even maybe more so than some of the other people I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, he's not coming off over the top per se in his portrayal right now.
Matthew McConaughey, same thing. You know, I know he's also going to be in The Stand, that they're readapting, reimagining, whatever, because they did that as a TV series at one point.
Connectivity to the Stephen King world.
Right, exactly. It sucks that you would go out and you'd get these two really top A-list type actors.
Top notch.
Yeah, really great actors, and kind of give them this half-assed movie. They could knock out of the park if they had a chance.
It kind of feels like they both committed to the idea of the Dark Tower, and then they both got stuck doing this version of the Dark Tower.
Right, exactly. You know, they got on set and they're like, man, this is what we're doing? All right.
I didn't read this.
It sucks, though.
All right, Rob, kind of clear, but I think you're kind of hanging on by a thread. Where did you actually fall with this movie? Midnight it, stream it, forget it. Where you at?
I'm close to forgetting it. I really am.
Frustrated with this.
I am. You know, I really wanted something more from another trailer. I thought, you know, maybe they were trying to market it a certain way in that first go around, but considering that you're right, we're probably not going to get another one. This is what we got. This is probably what the movie's going to be. With all that said, I like Idris Elba. I like Matthew McConaughey. I like Stephen King. I'm probably going to give it a stream it for now.
I think I'm going to say stream it. I just don't. There's too much good there to just totally not see it, I think. And there's too much potential. I have no confidence that they nailed it.
No.
But maybe going with tempered expectations, I'll find some level of enjoyment from it.
Yeah.
Because my expectations will be pretty low.
Sure.
I don't feel like this movie's going to do very well, box officely, unfortunately. But hopefully they can maybe win people over through the rentals and streaming.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to stream it.
We'll see. All right, everybody. That's it from us, but we want to know what you think about the Dark Tower trailer. Are you excited to see Idris Elba as the gunslinger? Do you think they can actually pull this movie off? Let us know in the comments below.
And after you do that, hit the like and subscribe button so you can catch all of our upcoming videos.
Until then, this is Car Ray Rob.
I'm Ray.
I'm Rob.
You think Mighty Mouse could beat up Superman?
What are you, cracked?
Why not? I saw the other day. He was carrying like 5 elephants in one hand.
Boy, you don't know nothing. Mighty Mouse is a cartoon. Superman's a real guy. There's no way a cartoon could beat up a real guy.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Be a good fight, though.